All right, we'll call a meeting for May 22nd. Order, entertain.
The regular, like, go to,
Well,
no, on that thing. Go to the circle thing, go to, it jumped out.
Switched off again.
Entertain a motion to accept the agenda as may be amended.
So moved.
I don't have anything. I've
The only
already
thing-
talked to Chet about.
The only thing
My thing.
it looks like has changed, Rutland County Solid Waste District had sent me an email saying they were gonna be here on the 22nd, and when I sent a confirmation email the day before or last Thursday, to see, I got a note back that said he was away till the 25th, so I guess he wasn't coming on the 22nd.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
gonna scratch Rutland
That won't be there.
Solid Waste District?
Yep.
Yep.
And everything from 8 gets moved up?
Yep.
Move it up.
Okay.
Okay, so all in favor of the agenda as amended, please say aye.
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 You want to go through the minutes, because I'm not in some of them.
I'll say I make a motion to accept the meeting of May 1st of 2023, where it was Chris and I as board members, along with Chet, Stephanie Clark, Lisa Davis, Marty Spalding, Paul Stafford from PCI, Brett Kettering, Jeff Chacchio
Bakioki.
from VHB, and Naomi Johnson from Dufresne's Group. I get a second?
Second.
I can second that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You got that?
Yep, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the meetings of Tuesday, May 22nd, 2023. It was Jim, Chris, Chet, Jeremy Farkas, who is the town attorney from MSK, so obviously, and then via Zoom, I would say Jeremy was also Zoom.
Yeah.
And then Zoom was Jeremy, Paul and Diane Heath, Stephanie Hazelwander, Lewis and Laura Angel, Lelaine and Adam and Sinnott and Emma Capezzi. They're the property owners of the Heights, which is obviously something legal we were working on. Easements, I can say, whatever, because it's good. So motion to accept the minutes of May 22nd, Tuesday.
Aye. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to accept the meeting on Monday, May 15th at 2 PM. This is where all of us were in, and that was with the Fire Chief, Chris Lahart. Another executive session, and no action was taken. Second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. A motion to accept the meetings of Monday, May 15th. This was Chris and I with Chet. Then, once again, Stephanie Clark, Lisa Davis for the town, Marty Spalding and Paul Stafford with PCI working for the town, Naomi Johnson from Dufresne's Group, and then Wayne Elliott with Aldrich and Elliott. It was called to order at 3:31, ended at 4 PM, no action taken. Second, Chris?
You have second. What was the date on that again?
That was May 15th,
Okay. Yep.
okay?
Second. Yep.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
A motion to accept the minutes of May 18th, Thursday at 9 AM. It was Steve Finneran, myself, and Chet, and this was at 9:20. And we went into executive session. And this was a motion to
There
authorize.
was no executive session, no.
Okay.
Did not go into.
The selection did not go, okay. So this was a motion for the tax sale to allow one of us to vote to bid if nobody bid on the tax sales. Steve and I voted for me. It was legal for me to vote on. A meeting ended at 9:23, and just to show the outcome, the bid in the afternoon, for,
The Heights.
Pauline Layton, for the Heights, no one did bid on it, so the town did bid. We don't have to put the money up, because the
No,
money's already owed to
The
us.
purpose was to basically stop the continual adding of penalties and interest and things of that nature, and then after 1 year, the town can then decide how it's going to do.
Right.
to
So,
accommodate.
can I get a second, Chris?
Second?
Yep. Second.
All in
All in favor?
favor? Yep.
Aye.
Aye.
Yep.
And
I think that's it for
Okay. All right. Do we have any select board concerns that do not require executive session?
Not this time.
Okay, we're good there. Hi, Tom. For those zoomed in and Tom's here, is there anything you want to bring up that's not already on the agenda? Chris is not muted, but he's not got a hand up either.
I have nothing.
Yeah, okay.
So can you go?
Chris Bianchi just joined.
Yeah, I don't know if he heard. So Chris Bianchi, this is citizens input.
Citizens
It looked
input.
like you just got in at this time. Did you have anything that you wanted to say?
No, nothing at this time, just
Okay,
here to listen and help.
okay,
Okay,
all right.
okay.
Jerry knows what, if she had something to say.
Yeah. Okay, so we move to Lucretia with liquor control. We have,
Okay, we only have one liquor license. It's Baja Burrito. And they are going to be located where the taco place was near Mary Lou's Pizza.
Yeah, Taco X?
Taco
Oh, okay,
X, thank you, I
yep.
can't remember the name. So that, yeah, they did not renew their lease, so Baja Burrito has leased that space from Sal. I have a copy of the lease, I did not provide you with a copy, but I do have a copy of the lease. And it's for first class and third class.
Yep.
He has not yet submitted a outside consumption permit application, but I expect that he will do that as well at some point, and when he does, I will bring it to you.
I'll make a motion for the town clerk to move forward for Baja Burrito Company, first and third class.
did they used to be at the Chalet Killington?
Yeah, it's the same
Okay,
person.
so they're
Tom.
moving up now that Killington has it for their
Yeah, yeah,
employees.
Yeah,
Okay,
all right, so I'll make a motion.
wanted to
for
make sure I
first
had the
and
same
third For
place.
Lucretia to move forward,
Yeah.
for town clerk.
okay. All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain?
When they come in for their outside, then we'll deal with it then, right?
Yes, and I have a question for you on that. Are you going to require a letter from Sal, or? is it
Yeah,
something-
because we don't know if they change, unless it's the same area, but since it's a different lease, Sal has to, the person has to sign off on it.
That's fine, I just
Yeah.
wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What do they have to sign off on?
On the area, because Sal may not, because there's other businesses in there, so
okay.
I don't want it to conflict, so Sal has to say yes, so this way if one group yells
Isn't
at
that-
us.
Lucretia, is that not supposed to be in the license, the description of the licensed area?
No,
somebody
well,
in.
so the outside
Check.
consumption is.
Oh, for outside.
Yeah, this is for outside
Gotcha.
consumption.
Now I understand. Thank you.
I mean, Tom was in today for a sign permit, and I said the same thing, you need to make sure that Sal
Right.
approves it, because he's got those two boards out there, and I don't know, who's
Yep.
who.
Yeah, and it looks like the same area is defined already, just not built up yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got rid of the waste stuff, right?
Yeah, so at this point, we'd be with you, Jim, on short-term
It's a
rental
short-term
question.
rental, and I believe,
I saw her on.
yeah, I think.
Cindy, is that who it is?
I think Peter was on or whatever.
Cindy is
Well,
on.
Cindy was, it looked like Peter that was, or Peter. So there's a short-term rental.
Is that a Peter with her?
This is Cindy.
Yeah, they're both together. My name is Jim Half, and I've taken over the short-term rental program as the interim zoning administrator as of maybe the last 10 months or a year or whatever. At times, when places are being sold, the paralegal for the seller side or for the buyer side comes to review the town records to see if there's anything outstanding. There is an outstanding fine against this property it states it was filed on, May 20th, 2021. At that time, there was a certified letter that was sent March 24th. The fine started $200 a day, which was 47 days to date from that March 24th to the May 20th, which accrued to $9,400. Technically, to the end of the season would have been another 164 days. So it has not been satisfied, and we have asked the owners to, which the record title owner on the short-term rental at the time was a Peter A. Symington. So they're here today to ask for a grievance.
Yeah, they're appealing, they're asking for a reduction in the fine.
Okay. So,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Cindy.
go ahead.
So this short-term rental agreement was something new in 2021, I believe. And my property has been managed by Getaway Vacations, and I'm not sure if I ever received any notifications or violations because we closed on our house, our primary house, December 2020. And I don't know, it says here the certified letter was sent March 24th. I don't remember seeing anything signed. However, I feel like Getaway, I have proof that Getaway paid the fee of $150, June 8th, 2021, and paid an extra late fee of $1.50.
There was not, the $1.50 was probably because of a payment for
Electronic payment.
electronic payment. There was no fee of $1.50. So you're saying that it was paid when?
It was paid on June 8th, 2021
So is that this
by
here?
Getaway.
What is this sheet here? I can't read it.
I can't read it either.
I have, I can't forward this to you. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I can't read this.
So the under licenses, you will see a short-term rental registration license was issued June 8, 2021. Okay, so what we have in front of us is that there was a short-term violation notice sent out, and it was issued on May 20th that added up to $9,400, and now we're being told that it was satisfied on June 8th. So what you have in front of you is that from May 20th to June 8th, technically could have been $200 more a day from there. Now, I understand where they're coming in and saying that Getaway was their vacation property rental agency, but it's the property owner, not the rental agency, that's supposed to do it, so, I'll leave it
Well,
up.
I don't know, but if you look at my history, I don't know, they've paid it for me annually.
Right, but what you're telling me in your letter that I just really received tonight, is saying that it was paid June 8th, which is still past the the May 20th date issued. So it was filed on this notice was filed on May 20th, and then also a certified letter went out, and then some 19 days later, Getaway paid the registration fee.
According to on here,
I mean, I understand that, but like I said, I don't know, I've been a homeowner there for 46 years. I've done everything, and I've been a citizen up there. this is something new that and it was during COVID, and I don't know, like I said, if we ever got, I have no record of getting any notifications or bills or anything of this sort. And like I said, my rental agency takes care of it. And so I'm not sure why all of a sudden in June it was paid, and I don't know what happened between when it was supposed to be paid and then.
If you, on this sheet, the second from the bottom, short-term rental registration, it was issued on 6/8/21, so that would have been when they paid. So it actually was issued then and then expired at 10/31, which it's supposed to. So
Right.
it would have been paid on 6/8 according to this.
Okay.
And this is off of our,
Right. So basically how we've handled this in the past is that we listen to the property owner, and then later on, we go into executive session as a board, and then we come out tomorrow through the town manager.
and
The
issue a
last
finding.
one, I think we had a $72,000 fine against them for not registering, and it went down to around $8,000 or whatever like that.
Yeah. 10%. So, and then the thing to keep in mind is when this letter went out via certified mail in May, that would have been after several notifications because it was out for the whole year. So that was just when we finally sent the certified mail. That wasn't, so just to keep that in mind.
And I'd like to see if it becomes an issue, who signed for that? Because, like I said, we moved December 2020, and I'm not sure we ever got that certified letter. Because everything was.
But,
Or the other.
well, they were sent, actually, they were also sent via email in the short-term rental registration, the document. So the thing you want to just keep in mind, though, is once we send out the notification via certified mail, and if it is the official property address that was on the grand list, that's the only notification we have to provide. So, but the board will consider all the information and then make a decision as to what it's going to be.
Can I just ask a question for clarification?
Sure, go ahead.
So I'm here because I'm Cindy's agent on the sale that's supposed to happen on Friday. So I just wanted to understand the terms of the violation. So the violation that's filed in the town records says that a registration warning letter was sent on 2/19 with 15 days to comply. Has the $200 per day fine started to accrue yet at that time? Or when does and then the next date says that a certified letter was sent on 3/24/21 with 7 days to comply. Does the fine change with those 7 days? Or is the fine not started accruing yet?
The fine starts at the end of that 7 days.
So at the end of the first 15 days, it had not started to accrue?
That is correct.
And then this lien was filed in the town records on 5/20, and at that time, so it's from 7/24, so basically, 3/31 or April 1st.
Till June 8th.
5/20 is the fine calculation, the 47 days for $9,400.
Right.
So the certified letter sent, I guess, what Cindy had just mentioned is, do you have the return receipt saved for that so that we know who signed for or who was received? Because when I was on the select board, we would take that into consideration. When mail wasn't forwarded properly, we were a little bit more lenient, especially with tax appeals, and this is kind of a similar thing. And I think it's important to take that into consideration of where it went and the fact that, this is a property owner that's been trying to do everything correctly, has a good property, a safe property, and has been working through a rental management company in town since the beginning. And also the family has owned the property in town for the beginning. So, missing the new procedure that was put in place and a $125 fine that turns into what the fine is now seems a bit extreme.
So I can tell you, I'm not sure your name or the.
That's Chris Bianchi.
Oh, okay, I was looking at.
No, Chris is the one that was talking.
Chris was on the talking, okay, Chris. So there was multiple things going on at the time, and there was many emails going out from, I believe at that time, it was Chuck Claffey, who was the administrator for the zoning. He sent multiple emails out. There is a green card for the certified letter that went out, okay? And as Chet has said, you know, we had one person before that they just refused to sign it, but we did our part as the town, and when I say we, the previous administration that was in here. What I have a question for, I guess, since we're getting to get, like, asking technical or whatever, so this fine went out to the property owner at record at the time was a Peter A. Symington, and now we're talking to Cindy or whatever, and when I looked through the documentation, somewhere around 3 months after this fine being put, the property was transferred to Cindy through a quick claim. So the violation follows the property, and normally, if this was a sale to somebody back in May 20th or whatever, Chris, if it was sold, it would have been handled at that point. But since it went through a quick claim thing, the fines don't come there, and it was transferred from one partner to another partner. So now the other partner is selling the property, as you state, through your agency. And she's saying that she's always been in compliance, but this fine is actually against Peter, and it follows the land.
That's my husband.
I'm
Yeah,
Peter, by the
yeah,
way.
Peter's here.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
it's confusing, right? So my goal was never to not pay the fines. My wife handled, are you guys married? My wife handled everything, and this is just how it's always been. We transferred it back to her name just for personal reasons, but I'm Peter Symington. She kept her name for business, and that's just the transfer.
And I'm just wondering if that's why I never got, I honestly saved all my emails from Killington, and I don't have anything from,
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say to clear this up, you would have never got anything. It went to Peter.
well, we live together.
Okay, but you're saying it never went to you. It went to Peter because Peter was the property owner at the time. Yes, I'm married 30, going on 31 years too. I have property underneath both our names, so it would have went to both of us. For some reason, in your marriage, it only was in one person's name, and now you switched it to the other person's name. I'm not going to get into how people's marriages work and property is in each person's name. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not stupid enough to touch that. What I'm getting at is that when you sit here, Cindy, and tell me that you didn't get a letter, I'm telling you, you would never have gotten the letter. Peter was the one that the letter went to, and Peter may never have signed for it and refused it. That's all I'm touching.
I'm just appealing because it was eventually paid, and I've been up to date. I've done nothing wrong. I feel that
But Cindy, I'm getting back to, you did nothing wrong. Maybe it was Peter. I don't know. I don't want to touch that. That's who the fine went to.
I get it. My goal was, I don't want to make this a comedy here, but I apologize, but my goal was to never not pay the fees or anything like that. I just would like to get this resolved in a reasonable fashion.
And I'm telling you, we've taken it in, and we're going to go into an executive session afterwards, and we've normally come out with a satisfying result, okay?
Okay.
So if you just give us to the executive session, and the town manager will contact you tomorrow with what the board came up with and how the board came up with it. But we can continue the comedy show, but I don't want to.
No, I know, Jim.
Thank you, Chris.
you heard our story.
Thank
you for
you.
your time.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna move this decision to the executive session later on.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you for your explanation. I do understand
you.
it.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, no more questions?
Do we leave this meeting now?
You can.
You can, yeah.
Chet will get back to you.
Yeah, basically, we'll
tomorrow.
have to do this tomorrow, and.
You mean you're not gonna answer us now?
No.
And the other, because the other thing is your attorneys will probably want, some sort of documentation that says if we pay X, the
Or we
lien would be
release it.
removed.
So I'm gonna have to make a document.
That we can release.
Releasing in whatever the board comes up with, okay, after this, and then your lawyer is going to wanna have that, so it's filed. And I do understand the importance of it, because the law firm has contacted me, and I believe the closing's supposed to be this Friday. So we will get back to you tomorrow morning with what this board comes up with, and then once the board comes up with whatever, and if it's completely satisfied with nothing, I will draw it up as nothing and have it removed. If there's a little bit of a fine, we'll come back to you with that, and if it's taken care of from there, then we'll remove it. That's how it works.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
folks.
guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Okay. We have a resolution for a catalyst grant submission.
Basically, we are applying for a grant for the Catalyst. It's the Northern Borders. It's a $3 million grant for the water and road. It's water Phase 4 and Road 1A.
2 million for road, 1 million
For water.
for the water.
So basically, it reads, "It is hereby resolved that Chester Hagenbarth, Killington Town Manager, is authorized on behalf of the town of Killington to apply for, accept, and expend grant funds from the Northern Borders Regional Commission. Mr. Hagenbarth has the authority to sign all NBRC investment documents that bind the applicant."
So we just say the town manager, let's
Right.
be honest, okay? So resolve that the town manager, the Killington Town Manager is authorized.
Right.
Okay? I'll make a motion to have the resolution of the Killington Select Board with the change there, just like Lucretia, we say the town clerk move forward with.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then Chris can come by at some point and sign that.
Sure.
And then you can put the date, what's today's date?
Today's the 22nd.
Where'd it go? Where'd my fees go?
Okay there?
Yep.
Okay. Tifa County Consulting Service?
Yeah, thought I had that printed, but I might not have. Basically, this is a,
Is that this thing? Is that what you're looking for?
yes, consulting
Okay.
services proposal. This is basically a person who is going to assist us with setting up our TIF district accounting. Basically, and this is more informational, I mean, it falls under the amount of money that we would have to spend, but we're bringing in a consultant who has done TIF project, currently works for St. Albans as their CFO, and they're going to assist us with getting us set up. They're gonna spend a day on June 13th, 12th and 13th, I think. Where they're
14.
13, 14. She's gonna spend the day teaching us some things in how to do TIF in the NIMRIC system and working on that. And then we're going to have a training the next morning that's gonna be for Excel for all staff. And it's basically, so you're looking at like 12 hours and it's about $125 an hour. So, for,
So this is Sarah Macy, and Sarah Macy was working for VLCT, and she was going out through VLCT and doing these seminars or whatever at the same kind of rate that they charge or whatever. You can see that her credentials, Rutgers University, Master of Accountancy and Governmental Accounting, Certified Public Finance Officer, University of Vermont Bachelor of Science Professional Accounting, University of Vermont Bachelor of Arts Political Science, 15 years of Vermont municipal finance experience, including St. Albans City TIF and Milton TIF. She's currently the finance person, director for St. Albans. Former president of Vermont Government Finance Office Association, former board member of New England States Government Finance Officers Association, and multi-year recipients of the GFOA's Award for Excellence in Financial Reporting. What she's saying is the services proposed is TIF consultation, review current accounting structure for TIF, field finance team questions regarding TIF accounting. In conjunction with staff, design a TIF accounting structure unique to this projects at Killington that will allow for future reporting to be done with ease. The TIF accounting structure will be a combination of NIMRIC, which we use, and Excel. In conjunction with staff, design a system for filing and tracking critical documents related to TIF. And then on Excel training, provide a combination of individualized training on Microsoft Excel and standard pre-designed training. It is expected that those attending the training will bring examples of where they need help with Excel. While finding this person, I was talking to Lucretia, our town clerk, and she was trying to get Sarah to come to us through VLCT, but then Dominic from St. Albans hired her on. She is now doing this on the side. She has, the schedule is, approximately 14 hours, because in her compensation, it's the 125 per hour worked, plus 50% of the travel time from St. Albans. Mileage, meals, and lodging reimbursement is needed. Costs will be invoiced to the town after services are rendered due within 30 days. She needs one night. I'm gonna go to North Star, and because she'd like to have a kitchen to prepare her own food, because she's not gonna wanna go out to. So it's not gonna be there. She's saying that the TIF consulting on that Tuesday estimated would be 10 hours to be scheduled on day one, with follow-up available on day two. And day two, the Excel is the 4 hours. So she would be coming in on Tuesday the 13th, arrive at 8 a.m., and then finally depart on Wednesday at 12 p.m. So on this, I'm going to make a motion that we allow the town manager to sign this consulting service proposal. With it, I really would like us to also approve, since Cedar, Lyle Jepson's group, is in charge of our Catalyst grant if we get, that he sends, because they're going to be administering it, so they might as well get them, have their person sent here, so we can be on the same track, if they could sit in the back and see how things are gonna be filing or whatever.
So who is she showing, it's a tongue twister, how to set up?
This is,
The
this will
finance
be,
department.
this will be the finance department, along with Chet, along, Lucretia is going to be there,
Okay.
Peggy will be there. Monica will be there. Anyone that has their hands on something here. Lisa will be here because Lisa is doing grants, so
Right,
this is
right.
filing the grants and stuff.
Yep.
So then I'm also saying, since it's part of one of our grants is from Cedar, that they'll be administering it, I'd like them to sit in on it. I'd also like to get my wife, so this way I have somebody there that understands or whatever and just listen through as an accountant. So when I go home with paperwork, I know what's going on. So that's my motion on the floor.
Okay. Do you need to add anything to that?
Nope.
That's a lengthy one, Guy.
Yes, it is. That was an hour and a half motion.
Yeah, I would cut that down a little bit. Could you reread that, Jim? That'd be great.
I make a motion to let the town manager sign the consulting service proposal with those that I included to be there.
Right.
I'll second whatever that was.
Okay.
You might laugh, but this is very important, because
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
where, like,
This is where the rubber
when we
hits the
hear
road.
of, I'm not gonna say a town or whatever, but when they pick on towns that things aren't filed correctly or whatever,
That's the main reason for bringing her in.
Jim, I'm not picking on a town, I'm only picking on you, okay?
Okay,
So-
I'd rather it that way.
Okay, all in favor of town manager going ahead with this, please say aye.
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 Okay. And reappraisal.
Townwide pre-appraisal, we did get one proposal, it's from the company we're doing business with, rebuilding our CAMA software. It's Vision Government Solutions. The bid is for $299,000, which is more than what we did in 2011, but less than we expected. It's within the amount of money that's in the restricted fund for reappraisal. and the state is asking us for a date as to when we're going to sign the contract. Butch has reached out to several, because the only thing that's excluded in this is the resort appraisal portion. He's reached out to several appraisers that specialize in resorts. One of them is here in Vermont, and at least 2, and I think maybe 3 have shown significant interest, and we're going to be bringing him in to go through the process. So what we'd like to do is move forward with the vision on the main part, and then we'll be moving forward with the resort part next.
Did you two get copies of this? Chris and Steve?
We can give you a copy. We can give you a copy of the whole thing. We only got it hard copy, so we can pass it around. Or I can take it apart and.
I got a copy from
Right.
you.
Yeah, we had 2. We got 2.
No, these two, they're
Okay.
gonna approve it. I mean, did they want to approve something without reading it?
No, I have no issue. I mean, if you want to, we can do it.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve it,
Okay.
but, you know, we're gonna be meeting again this week anyway, so why don't we just get them a copy and then?
Yep,
Does
I
it
can
have
do
to be
that.
signed tomorrow?
No.
So,
No, if we're doing it, like, this isn't an emergency, but we want to get this out on the table and get it
don't
done,
want
so.
signs, I don't
No,
want
no, I
them to
agree.
approve something,
I
they
agree.
didn't read it.
And you mentioned the state was looking for a date.
Yeah, they're sending emails saying, hey, when are you going to do it? And we're saying right now, it looks like we're going to be done for.
Do you need this to copy it for us?
No, you can just take that one. I'll take the one from Jim and give it to
Yeah,
Chris.
We'll scan it in and
Yeah.
then, and I'll send it out. I'll send it to you, Chris. I'll scan it in tomorrow and send it to
Yeah,
you
that'd be great.
electronically.
Just so you-
Yeah, you should take a quick look at it. We just didn't have a lot of copies. We have done a lot of review on it, and we just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
So how much do we think the one for the resort is going to be?
We haven't had any indication,
Okay.
specifically.
So how much do we have in the budget?
Well, it's not a budget. We have a fund that the
Right.
state provides money for. We're about, well, let me go look at it. I no need to guess when it's here.
$299
Um,
under.
Where'd it go? Oh, this is in the way.
It's the top one, state reappraisal grants,
State
358.
rebate, 358.
Okay, and how
This
much
is
is
two,
this?
this is 299, and we have 30,000 going towards the CAMA software.
Right.
So
okay.
we're probably about 328 to
And
299.
we get, as this is saying, receipts, it looks like we're getting 28,000, we got $28,000 or whatever.
This year,
for
yes.
whatever.
Yep.
And then next year, we'll be
We'll get
getting
about the
another
same.
28, 30,000, whatever.
Right.
I think Butch said somewhere probably around, 60. for
Yeah,
that,
we're thinking 50 or 60,000, but I mean, I don't have, nobody's said those words.
so.
But that's kind of what we're thinking for that portion, so we'll be
So
in
why don't we
the
just
right
table this
ballpark.
vote until later in the week? 'cause
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
can
be
do that.
Yeah, when we meet later in the week, let's finalize it. If you can get that sent out, Chet, so we can take a look at it electronically, that'd be great.
We'll do that, thank you.
Thank you.
Is David here, or will you be
David
doing
has
golf?
not, well, I'm gonna do just the financials for the town. He was gonna be here and they were gonna do some stuff, but I'm not sure they got done with their capital stuff. Aaron was working on that. But they are not here tonight, and I'd sent him the link. So basically, we'll just do the town's financials on the golf course at this point. And you'll notice, I mean, I don't know if we wanna go over it, but you have the,
Chet, did you send those to us?
yes.
The golf course we got,
The town one, she didn't have in the packet, I think she thought it was duplicated. But you got, because you have the balance sheet for the,
Oh, it
For the
came
golf.
from Linda.
it came
Okay.
from, it came from Linda.
so she sent out an email saying, here's some of the stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for the town stuff. I don't have the town stuff.
Okay. The, on the golf side, basically, we're about $1,050,000 in revenue right now. This is through the end of April, so the months of May and June are not included. And we are tracking probably a little behind what the budget was for revenues, but on the same side, on the expenses, we're tracking a little under. The budget was expected at this point to be, well, the budget was gonna be about 239,000, we're about 205 to the good, but that's without without May and June, and with the revenue and the expense, so we're not far off, but we're a hair behind where we wanted to be. You know, I don't have anything specific. Mark was unable to attend tonight to go through, because we did provide the balance sheet this time. Do you have that, Chris?
I got the budget, hold on, just pulling it through
Yeah,
here.
there's a balance sheet in there this time as well.
Yeah, we did get it
Yeah.
in the email.
Yep,
So,
So the only thing I'm gonna just say here is like sticking out, so the budget for the FY 2022 in revenues, the FY 2022 was budgeted to be 607,500. The actual by period 10 was 498, call it 499. The budget for 2023, which is ending at the end of June, was 658,4, and we're at 518 as of the same period. So we're only $20,000 above last year, but we were talking about being $51,000 higher. And then if you start going down to some of the other numbers here, it's still, you know, there was a total budget for Pro Shop of $953 in FY '22. The actual for period 10 was $766. This current year that ends in June, we were at we were budgeting $1,077,77. We're at $783, so we're only $66,76, like $18,000 higher, but we budgeted some 47 and 77, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about $127,000 higher for total Pro Shop revenue. And, you know, we go the same, when you go to page 2 for, the revenue, you know, everything there, it's the same thing there, 958, budgeted 1.1, we're budgeting like 259,000 more. We're really only like $100,000 more. And then when you go to your expenses or whatever, it's sort of, and the expenses I get because, I'm just saying on the revenue side, the expenses, because now they're paying all of the, so we understand that part. I'm just kind of concerned where the revenue side
Right.
is coming in. So just pass that on to David.
Yep.
You know?
And it's been a later start in general.
Yeah.
well, and we are at a place where we'll be selling more season passes in May. So, you know, again, the expenses go up quite a bit in April, but we don't see any revenue till May or June. So at the end of May will be a little better to tell. And where's treasurer's report go?
So I'll make a motion to accept the Green Mountain National Comparative Budget for April of 2023. Got a second?
yeah,
Chris?
second.
And on the,
Let's just stick to the
Okay,
golf
sorry.
course. Make a motion to accept the golf course treasurer's report for April of 2023.
okay, that's what I was gonna talk about. You're all set?
I'll make a
Second.
motion. You could say anything.
Yeah, I mean, basically, just so everyone knows, we have a balance as of April 30th of $382,000 in the golf course account, and $20,000 in the restaurant account, and that's without borrowing any additional funds. So the reality is, we are definitely in a place where we're carrying over plenty of cash on the cash side. The caveat to that cash is, we started late with some of the lease payments because equipment was coming in much later than anticipated. So we're a little better on the cash, but it doesn't take into account all of the expenses that we had intended.
Yeah, because they haven't delivered anything yet.
Well, actually, we finally got like the loader buckets here, all that stuff's here.
Oh, the
So
bucket finally came
it
in.
came in like,
All right.
I think it
Talk
came in.
about it, you get it.
Yeah, it was like it came in, actually, I think it was, because I hadn't heard about it, and David must not have heard about it either. It came in the day before we had the last meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
So I wasn't aware that it had come in, so
Okay.
we've had that for 2 weeks.
So, all in favor of Jim's motion to accept the golf financials, please say aye.
And treasurer's report for the golf.
And the treasurer's report for the golf course. Please say aye.
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 We can
A
table
motion
this
to
down.
table the capital budget review,
Yep.
once again.
Yep.
till somebody shows up
Second.
with.
Yeah.
And do you,
I don't have anything on the town financials, so without the town financials, I can't really do the treasurer's report.
okay. Well, I'm just gonna give one piece of information, just so everyone's aware. Currently, the balance in the general fund for the town is $9,145,000, of which $2.8 million of that is restricted funds and 5.7 due to the state for the state fund. And we're still in a pretty good place. We still have over $1 million in the bank, and we're doing well there, and we have some other receivables we're still due related to other funding issues. But, you know, we do have the $6 million that we were able to put into a CD for the fund, and we'll be taking that on the 31st and making that payment, and we will earn approximately $60,000 as part of
And that's May 30th of this month.
of this month.
And the
because we pay
payment
on
to the
June
school
1st.
is June 1st.
So that electronic payment will have that happen that day.
And this is as of April 2023.
Correct.
So it doesn't include like the $116,000 from the tax sale last Thursday.
And it doesn't
Include
include,
any money that was coming in from taxes for the month of May.
it does not include the reimbursement we got for the one grant where we got 71,000 of the 75. So there's been some other cash
Yeah.
put into the system. So we will do the financials at the next meeting. Under managers report. So the paving project is, with the exception of some shoulders and things of that nature, is complete on East Mountain Road. And you're saying that we're gonna probably be striping here in a couple of
The
weeks?
third week of June is when Corey's coming with the machine. He's got it all set up. He's been doing a couple of little jobs to make sure that when he gets here,
Yep.
he has everything fine tuned. He's been going back and forth with the supplier of the machine and fine tuning everything, so when he gets here, he doesn't have what happened in another city a long time ago. Don't say the town, but
I
whatever.
wouldn't, we don't want it,
Okay,
it would
but,
be hard to follow.
you know, so he's like, the machine is amazing, and he's ready to come in here and get it done before the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
So the third week of June, he has us penned in, not penciled, penned in,
Yeah.
all right?
Right.
And on department, just so everyone, on the highway side, we're going through the final punch list for the Archie Baker Road Bridge. That bridge is complete and operational. There's some vegetation and things like that that have to be taken care of. The highway department is still finishing up the sweeping program and regrading the roads, and working on some of the drainage ditches and things of that nature. So I think we're on track with all of that work with we're gonna be reconstructing Old Coach Road from a gravel perspective here in about 2 months and continuing that process. We will be starting mowing this year on time because we have a mower. So that will be a big plus. And don't really have anything else special from the other departments at this time. So we'll go through some other details.
With the schedule you put in place for equipment and trucks, do we see anything coming down the road that's gonna need to be replaced? That we need to take care of?
Well, we already discussed the grader. It was like a year and a half out where we put one on order.
Yep.
We have the right to turn it down, but we did start that. We just got a quote for a replacement dump truck. There's one more. The next one is due. If we order it now, it won't be in, but we're waiting for some final pricing and the timing issues of the money. That will be in not till after Christmas if we ordered it today. And then we have to get it built, so we're about this time next year is when it would be completed.
What was the plan was the plan to have that dump truck for this winter,
Yeah.
or was it for
No,
the following
it's
winter?
we don't need it for the winter. Our vehicles are okay. I mean, we would have bought it in this year. Normally, we would have ordered it in April and had it like in July or August. That would be the normal timeframe. After the vote happens is when we usually order the truck. But the timing is such that it's dragging out. Plus, a couple of additional purchases have made it so we're just working the timing out.
And then which item is that truck being?
What
used?
additional purchases? I understand.
The potential, well, we ended up, a lot of the yellow equipment, the loader and the backhoe and the mower all happened in the same year. They were all supposed to be spread out a little better, so it just looking at the payment schedule, realistically, it's not gonna delay anything, and when we meet in June, my hope is to release that other dump truck. Because we were
So
just, it took
you
them.
already delayed the dump truck, according to what you're saying.
No, we weren't gonna have it for next winter. There was no way, no matter
Right,
when we
you
ordered it.
usually order it in April.
Right, so I don't really want it necessarily arriving in January. I would take it a month or two later, and we can then have it for the next winter.
So would that fall underneath Fund Number 141, Equipment Replacement Fund?
That is correct.
And how much is that dump truck?
240,000-ish?
Okay, and we have 34,000 in there now,
Yeah, and we got 200 and
and
whatever.
there's 200 and something coming into or whatever?
So I just working out all the little details of that, because it came in about $40,000 higher than we had expected, so that's why I'm working out the details.
Does the trade-in go up because of like cars?
It
and
likely
sales?
will, but we haven't gotten that, they haven't come down and given us that estimate.
Thank you.
Because the truck that is being traded in is a single axle 2009, so it doesn't have quite the same value as the others. The tandems, they have a lot of value.
Okay.
This would be the last single axle, full size that we would have.
We're only gonna have one single axle after this?
No, we don't have, this is the last one. This is our spare truck. We have the two small, both of the,
Yep.
what do you call them? Freightliners, the two smaller Freightliners. We're gonna continue to always have two of those. But the mainline trucks used to be single axles, and they are no longer.
Okay.
That's it for
You
that.
good?
Yep.
Do we have other citizen input? You guys that are here, do you have something else you want to bring up? You good for now? For now. Okay. I don't see anything coming up there.
So you're
There's
asking
only
for an
three-
executive session? Okay. Is there anything else that we have on this before we go into executive session for
I don't have
personnel?
anything.
Other business?
You have other business? Chris, you have other business?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session at 7:23 for the fire department with
Personnel.
personnel, for personnel,
Right.
with Chris Lahart,
Yep.
7:23. Second?
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.